So Geoff Todd, 4th of October 2025. We're in yours and Jeanette's gallery in Ararat. We first met, I reckon it was probably 2004, in Darwin at the Framed Gallery.
Right, yes.
And I bought the most magnificent piece of charcoal on canvas. And it was called Boy Holding Football.
Ah, yes, yes.
And that piece has become a very famous piece. It sat behind the Chief Minister's office, Chief Minister of the Northern Territory. But look, I fell instantly in love with your art, and the lady who sold me your first piece, and I put it on lay-by.
I know.
Paid off. I think every piece I've bought on lay-by. Anyway, she said it won't be your first. Oh, sorry, it may be your first, it definitely won't be your last. It's very addictive. And look, your art pieces, like your wife, they just open people's minds up to things. And some of the subject matter you've covered over the years has been phenomenal. I think they've called you a maverick, a humanist, an innovator. But, you know, what you've done in the Aboriginal art world, helping Aboriginal people with their art, understanding them, but also just, you know, some of the human rights pieces you've done, you know, and then some fun stuff with cattle and you know.
Well, I have sympathy for cattle as well as people.
Yep, and it's beautiful. So, look, your art's on my offices, my homes, etc., and I love it. But I'm just going to throw back to 2000, I think it was around 2016, 2017. After losing my great mate Twinkles to suicide, I just thought enough's enough. How can I use my skills? They call it EdTech now, or digital creation. How can we get my therapist at the time, Barry Hogg, into my mates' phones, basically. First step was we animated the poem, and the great Jack Thompson did the voiceover. It's been viewed, you know, close to 1 million times now. I've been on Sunrise with Jack. But the other thing, through my darkest days, sitting in my beautiful apartment in Darwin, I used to look at my walls and see Geoff Todd paintings on there, listen to music, and it gave me a bit of endorphins and lifted me. So, asking you to help out with the IF project, you said no without, you know, you actually, there was no. It was yes straight away, and then, what are you thinking? And I thought, you know, we'll see him today in the art here, but there's 12 lines to the poem. The therapist did 3 videos. How do I keep my head? How do I deal with lies? And you and I sat down, we scratched it out, and then you just produced the most remarkable 12 pieces. They're in the IF guide, you know. The first version we auctioned off at the launch, and we're able to get enough money to pay Geoff for his contribution, which is very much discounted, but also pay Barry Hogg, who never asked for $1 with the therapy he produced, with the therapy content. So just magic, you know. Who bought those initial ones?
A chap by the name of Peter Cully.
And where do they sit now?
They're hanging very high in his unit in Collingwood.
Amazing.
In Victoria.
Yeah. I'll never forget the day. He was a collector of yours anyway, but we were sort of tossing up whether to sell one piece at a time or what, and he just came up. We were just about to auction them, and he took you and I aside and he said, can I just, I think it has to sit together, the collection.
Yeah, it's interesting because he'd been going through a few crises at the time himself, and he really didn't want to see it split up, which was great for all of us.
No, it was beautiful. And then, so what's a lot of interest is you then did another version. We love the saying same but different. And look, I loved the first 12, but I also loved the second 12. But we were immediately on a roll, and we went to have another lunch. And then, quite sadly, you know, some of the subject matter in Mimi and Mukoi is my life was turned upside down through a pretty traumatic incident. And what we're about to look at a couple of these today, they sat in storage for 6 years. And now, as of yesterday, they're in your gallery, hanging up, looking so beautiful.
They've come home.
They've come home.
Yeah. Yep, and it's interesting what you're saying, because I think if an artist is going to more or less do a protest or carry a message, the artist is not only responsible for the message, but the artist has to consider the aesthetics. And if he's unfaithful to the aesthetics, it's just going to be like a banner saying, you know, stop war. The best thing an artist can do, I believe, is carry that message in a sort of an ambiguous or an interesting way, so people have to fathom what's saying. Don't make it difficult, make it simple, but let the aesthetics control the delivery.
Yeah. And do you think the great poem, you know, If by Kipling, do you think Kipling would like the pieces you put together along the 12 verses of his poem?
I don't know. I'd like to think he would, in the essence, but I believe he was a fairly sort of conservative guy, a bit like Prince Charles when it came to aesthetics.
Yeah.
So he and I might disagree on a few things, but the message I think we would agree on.
Yeah. And let's look at a couple.
Okay, you choose.